Hello, welcome back. Have you ever seen a website where maybe the header, the navigation bar menu, or the footer, or one thing or the other looks the same in all of the pages? Now, have you ever wondered how this is being done if they don't do a copy and paste HTML code in all the pages? Like, let's say for instance, let's go to our browser. Let me show you something very quickly. Now let's quickly check our local host and see what's there. Now I have a website here. Now if you look at the header of this website, when I go to Constitution, you discover that the header is the same, only the body changes to something else. The header remains the same. Now let's try to look at how this can be done with PHP. Okay, now I'll quickly do a save as here and call this by the way, the function we're looking at is called the include function. So I'll call this include.php, and we're going to delete all of this, and right here in my title tag I'll write include. Okay, so right now we're going to quickly create two more pages and another one. So I'm going to save, paste that here and here too. Now let me save this as header. Let me just say header.php. okay, and I'm gonna save this as second.php. okay, we already have a file like second, so I don't want to replace that. Let's say next.php. Very good. Now I'm going to quickly do something here in our header. I'll delete this and copy our HTML code, paste it right here, remove this, and then quickly do our h1 tag. Let's say h1. Let's say this is our header, and let's close our h1 tag very quickly. Now we'll save that. Okay, let's quickly check that in our browser and see what it gives us. Now when you refresh that, you see this is our header. Okay, now if we go back to here, let's echo a particular string. Let's echo, let's say this is my second page. Okay, and we come here and we want to echo something else, like let's echo this is my index page. All right, so put our semicolon there. Now if you check on the include.php page, I'll quickly include. Now you see this is my index page, and if you check on next, let's save that. And let's refresh. This is my second page. All right, now we want to see how we can invite the header.php into next.php and include.php, so it stands as our header. Okay, we're assuming this to be our website header. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we'll come to the very top and we'll say include. We'll use the function include, and what are we including? We're including header.php. all right, and we put that there, and by the way, that goes into our PHP tags, so I'm cut that from there and paste it right here. Okay, so we are including header.php, and I'm going to also copy that here and paste it here. Right, now let's see what is going to happen when I refresh my next.php. Now you see this is our header. Now mind you, we did not write this here. It was written in a separate file and it was included in the two files. Okay, let's also check that in our include .php, and you see the same thing. This is our header. Okay, now one very important thing, and why this is so important, is because you might want to change something in the header. For instance, I want to say this is our top section, for instance. Okay, and I want to save that. Now you discover that it automatically changes when we refresh this. Now we did not change that here, neither did we change this here. We only changed the file where the original tag was written. Okay, now this is why it is so important. So when you're designing your PHP website or PHP script, it's always advisable to try implement some of this. It will help and ease your PHP work. Okay, now if this is in a folder somewhere, you can use this. Okay, but if it's in a folder in another directory, you can use the word folder and like that. Okay, so now since ours is in the same directory with the other two files, we don't have to do any of that. Okay, so look at it very well, try to understand it. I'll see you in the next video. This time I'll be talking about the require function. Now the require function works very similar to the include function, just a little difference, and we're going to treat it shortly. Now the require function, I'm still working on my three files that I opened in our last video, so you can work with me if you have that. So our require function works a bit different from the include function. So I'll do a save as here, do a save as, and change this to require. Okay, and now what the require does is, let's quickly look at that. So if we change this to require, okay, and we change this to require. Okay, I'll save that. Now if we have like two blocks of code, maybe we echo and we echo something else, let's say br. Okay, so we still echo the what is your name, for instance. What is your name? Okay, that, and let's echo one more, so add the br there too. I'll just copy this and paste it down here. Okay, now I'll do the same for here, and okay, now if we change that require just like we've done it, and we happen to refresh, let's change this to require. Now you see this is our top section. Okay, this is my index page. What's your name? Okay, now we'll quickly want to check the next page. Same thing. Now let's see what will happen if we require a page that is not in a directory. Okay, now we're requiring header.php, which we know very well that it's in our directory. Now let's require something else. Let's require footer, for instance. We know very well that footer is not in our directory. Change this to footer also. So we're requiring footer.php. Change this to require. Save that. Save this as well. So we'll refresh, and now you see what happens. Now it's telling you that the require failed to open stream no such file or directory. Okay, it echoed or it brought out an error for you. Now if it were the include function, let's quickly change this to include. Okay, let's change this to include on the next.php. Now when we refresh this, now you get the same error, but underneath you still get what was echoed after the require page. This one's here. Okay, now you get a difference. The include, regardless of whether the file was there or not, it does what? It echoes what comes after the include statement. But for the require, once it doesn't find the required file, it kills the page at that point. Anything underneath it is not being displayed on the browser. I don't know if you get that. Now that is a major difference, okay? And you should know probably when to use the include function or the require function. Okay, now look at that very well, and I'll see you in the next video. We'll look at the require ones and the include ones. It's very short. Now the require ones works exactly like the require function, just that I'll change this back to header. Okay, and we'll save that. Now the require ones written like this. Now what it does is it checks the file or the script to see if that particular file have been required before. If it has, then it doesn't require for the second time. Okay, let's check that. Let's say require once. Let me remove that and let me copy and paste this twice. Okay, let me do a save as, and let's go to a browser and see what we have right here. Require. Okay, this is our tab session and this is our tab what session. Now what happens is we go back there and say require and require once. Let's say require once. Let's refresh that. Now you discover that only one displays. Okay, now what it does is it checks the script to see. Now it discovered the file has been required before, then it ignored this. Okay, now it happens the same for the include function. All right, so that is how they work, the require once and the include once. Okay, so see you in the next video.